Hello, welcome to my channel. In this video, we're going to talk about 3 murders that happened on or around Halloween. Number 3, Martha Moxley. On October 31st, 1975, the body of 15-year-old Martha Moxley was found in Greenwich Village. The night before, Martha went to hang out with her friends to enjoy a night of mischief. Little did her family know that would be the last night they saw her alive. At some point during the night, Martha was ruthlessly attacked with what is believed to be a golf club. One of the last people seen with Martha while she was alive was Thomas Skakel. Martha's body was found partially undressed, but indecent assault was not suspected. During the investigation into Martha's murder, Thomas Skakel became a prime suspect. It is widely believed that the Skakel family used their connection to the Kennedy family to evade a proper investigation. It was not until 1998 when Mark Fuhrman released his book Murder in Greenwich that a suspect was named. In the book, Fuhrman named Thomas Skakel's younger brother, Michael Skakel, as a suspect. In January 2000, Michael Skakel surrendered to the police after a warrant was put out for his arrest. His trial began 2.5 years later, in May of 2002, and ended in June 2002, with him being found guilty and sentenced to 20 years. Michael did not serve his full term because in October 2013, Skakel was granted a new trial. A judge ruled that he did not receive adequate representation and he was granted bond. The prosecutor stated that they would appeal the decision, but Michael Skakel is still free. And in 2020, it was ruled that he would not be retried, leaving Martha Moxley's murder unresolved. Number 2, the murder of Sister Tadia Benz. 76-year-old Catholic nun Sister Tadia Benz' body was discovered on the morning of October 31st, 1981, by fellow sisters at St. Francis Convent, located in Amarillo, Texas. After failing to show up for morning service, her sisters in the convent were deeply saddened by her death but believed she had fallen to natural causes. It wasn't until one of the sisters discovered a broken window in Sister Ben's room that they alerted the police. When the police arrived, they thought they were investigating a simple burglary because Sister Ben's body was already moved to a local funerary home. They had no idea a death had occurred. That was until the officers overheard a conversation amongst the nuns, and that is how they found out about the death of Sister Benz. After hearing about the nun's passing, the officers asked to examine her body. During the examination, they found bruising around the neck. Sister Ben's body was then transported to the coroner's office, where it was established that she was indecently assaulted, beaten, and strangled to death, making her death a homicide. At the scene of her death, the police gathered bed linen and clothing from Sister Ben's room as evidence. They were also able to gather fingerprints from a knife that was found underneath her bed and from Sister Ben's headboard. A suspect in the nun's murder appeared rather quickly in Johnny Garrett, who was already known to the local Amarillo police station as he had been a suspect in another burglary. Garrett's fingerprints were found at the scene, but he claimed to have broken into the convent the day before the sisters' murder at noon through the front door. He claimed he walked through the halls into the kitchen, grabbed the knife to pry things open. He continued through the convent, finding his way to Sister Ben's room, where he claims to have robbed her of an expensive cross. only leaving after hearing a noise. He said that's how his fingerprints ended up on her headboard and the knife. The claim was disputed by a nun who stated that the front door is locked and only opened for scheduled visitors. Also, at noon, the convent would have been busy. One of the nuns also shot down the suggestion that Sister Benz had an expensive cross, as she had took a vow of poverty. In September 1990, in September 1982, Garrett was found guilty and sentenced to death. He stayed on death row for 9 years before being executed in February 1992 at the age of 28. He maintained his innocence. Some people believe that he was innocent and that Texas executed an innocent man. They point to another suspect, Leoncio Perez Ruda, who is incarcerated for murdering a woman named Narnie Box Bryson in very similar fashion 3 months before the death of Sister Benz. Number 1. The murder of Timothy O'Brien. On a rainy October 31st, 1974, Ronald O'Brien took his two young children, Timothy Elizabeth, and his neighbor's children trick-or-treating, an activity children wait the whole year for, the chance to get dressed up in spooky costumes and to knock on the door for some treats. As Ronald and the children went from house to house, one of the houses was not answering, so the children went ahead. Ronald then came up behind them with 5 pixie sticks, giving one to each of the kids and a local child that he recognized from his church. After a productive night of trick-or-treating, the O'Brien kids prepared for bed. Ronald claimed Timothy asked if he could have a piece of candy, and he chose the pixie stick. As he ate the pixie stick, he noted that it had a bitter taste, so his father gave him some Kool-Aid to wash it down. After finishing off the pixie stick and Kool-Aid, Ronald immediately fell ill, vomiting and convulsing before collapsing. The paramedics were called, but Timothy died before reaching the hospital. Due to Timothy's death after eating a piece of trick-or-treat candy, parents became highly fearful. Thankfully, the 4 tampered with pixie sticks Ronald gave out to the children were located, with the parents of the child that Ronald recognized from the church rushing up only to find him asleep holding the pixie stick uneaten. He was unable to open the top of the stick due to the fact that it was stapled shut. An autopsy was performed on little Timothy's body. It was learned that he died from cyanide poison, enough to kill 2 men, with each of the other pixie sticks having enough cyanide to kill 4 adults. Ronald claimed he had gotten a pixie stick from a house in a neighborhood, but he didn't remember which house. Finally, he chose a house, but the person who lived in that house was not home until 11 p.m. that night. He had an alibi. Because of the rain, trick-or-treating was incredibly limited, only to 2 blocks. Ronald's recollection of what happened that night while trick-or-treating caused the police to become wary of him, so they began to investigate. They found out that Ronald was in massive debt, and that he had taken out multiple life insurance policies on his children, totaling around $100,000, which was enough to cover his debt. His wife stated that she was unaware of the policies. They learned that the day after Timothy died, Ronald called to cash in one of the policies. They also learned that shortly before Timothy's death, Ronald had gone to a factory to buy cyanide, but left without buying any. 5 days after the murder of Timothy O'Brien, his father, Ronald, was arrested for his murder and 4 counts of attempted murder on the other children, including Timothy's sister. Ronald pleaded not guilty. His trial began in May of 1975 in Houston. He was found guilty in June of 1975. It only took the jurors 46 minutes to come to their decision. The jurors then sentenced Ronald to death. That only taken 71 minutes to decide. And his sentence was carried out on March 31st, 1984, 9 years after he murdered his son Timothy and tried to murder his daughter and 3 other innocent children. Thank you for watching my video. Please like and subscribe. Thank you. See you next time.